Hello, my dear friend. My name is Peter Svenning, and I want to welcome you to this live stream, which is entitled Unleash Your Inner Spiritual Coach and Transform Lives. So, what I'm about to do in this long live stream, because it's going to be a long one, is that I'm basically turning on the camera as I am recording my raw recordings for videos I'm gonna post on YouTube and Facebook and all over the place. And I wanted to do it live with you, and there's a reason for that, because right now I'm pressing something on my phone, which is sending this live stream to my master coaches. Because I do have a certification program called the Elevated Master Coach Certification, or the Leadership Art Master Coach Certification. That's what I do, and I've been at it for 15 years. And on the way there, I've been writing a couple of books. And this is an international bestseller about effective communication. This is a Norwegian book sold in 10,000 copies in a small population of 5 million people. That's quite an achievement. And this one here is at least read by 10,000 people. And it is about how you can use your gifts in your heart to lift others. And as you're coming on, I see a few of you coming on. Thank you for being here live with me. This is, as I said, going to be a recording that my editor is going to chop up and make a better, more condensed videos out of. And I'm doing this with a sore throat. And the reason I'm doing it anyways is because it feels right. I'm inspired to do it. And when I'm training I had the same voice last night, and I was training my master coaches for like 4 hours straight. And I can do that. And that's when I'm so inspired. But now I want to go even deeper into a lot of concepts, questions people are asking me. So what this live stream is all about is also written along this post is, number one, I'm going to guide you through a magic master meditation. In Norwegian, we call it a magical morning meditation, but I think I'm going to reframe it to magic master meditation. So I'm going to guide you through, and myself, because I start every day, and I've been doing it for almost 30 years now, start every day with that meditation, going into my heart and having more and more presence from my heart. And then from that heart space, I'm creating whatever is flowing through me into the most magical creation I can be a gift to, and I surrender into that. And when I do, I can feel the gratefulness and celebration from that. So that's the 3 phases. Number 1, first, I want to get into a deeper sense of state of presence. And then I want to create my day and my future from the heart and giving my gifts to the world. And then I want to go into active gratefulness. And I usually do this every day. I've been doing it for years in a Norwegian Facebook group. And that's why we have people like the master coach Marie. She's saying good morning with a green heart, because that's our logo. And then we have Katrina, also in the master coach community and certification program. She's also sending a green heart. So if you're here and you're watching, please leave a green heart. I'm going to start with the magical morning meditation, or the magic master meditation. And I'm going to do that first. And then I'm going to talk to you and ask you if you have any questions, any celebrations, anything, and you put it in the chat. And then I'm going to go back and forth between interactions and then recording the next segment. And here's Pernille as well. She's also sending a green heart. Thank you. And guys, you don't have to stay on for a long time, because this is what's going to happen. First, I'm going to do the meditation. And then I'm going to start recording the first segment. And that is a question people have been asking, which is how to become a spiritual coach. So I'm going to answer that question. I have some talking points in front of me, so I'm going to read them a little bit. Maybe I pause a little bit to like, what did I actually say there? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, cool. And then I go for it. But I want to do it live, because then I'm in the natural, authentic teaching mode, and I think it's better than trying to script anything. And then after doing that meditation, and then how to become a spiritual coach, then I'm going to do a little segment that I called alignments. So it's great to start today with a meditation, but then it's really, really great to actually check in with yourself during the day. Maybe have an alarm going off on your watch or something like that, that takes you into a reminder to check in with yourself. So I'm going to do different check-ins, and I call them alignments. throughout between each episode. Then I'm going to record a new episode called Asking Open-Ended Questions. That's probably not what it's called. It's called which is an example of an open-ended question, which is a great and cool question. And the thing is, I have picked these questions from what people are actually writing and typing in. So I would have framed the questions differently myself, but I'm going to stick to what people sent. And then and by the way, if you have a question for me, just drop it in the comments and I'll answer it on the fly. Okay. And then we're going to do more alignments. And then the next one is how to improve listening skills, and then new alignments. And then it's what is a transformational coach and what's transformation, by the way. And then a new alignment. And then we're going to talk about how to raise your vibration instantly. And then a new alignment. And then we're going to talk about how to become a life coach online. So the cool thing that you can know is that where you live, how many people live in your area? And then I Googled yesterday how many people have access to the internet globally. It's 5.3 millions. So there's something to this, to combine our truth from the heart and our alignment to source, to gratefulness, to the divine, and give that to people and lift them with great questions, with great deep listening skills, and with deep transformation, and then transform their lives as we transform our own lives. So that's what I'm all about, and that's what I'm going to teach today. And I was on my note, because I have a note in front of me, so maybe I'll do like this. That's when I'm reading from a notes, like, Peter, are you on track? Because there's a bunch that I want to cover today. So, and the reason I do that is to stay on track, but also I was typing on my phone because I was out in the forest preparing for this yesterday by the ocean, and then I was typing in all this stuff, and then I did a typo. So I wrote down live show, I thought, but that's not actually what I wrote. I wrote down low show. So let's have a great low show right now. So I'm about to start, and I'm grateful that you're here, and you don't have to stay on. I'm doing this anyways, but it feels really great to like be open, honest, and authentic. And I think that instead of just the words being right, the essence and the connection being right is the most important thing. So bear with me. This is a behind the scenes recording of how I will prepare 6 different episodes for my YouTube channel going forward. So if I like this and if you like it, I might as well do it more times. So tell me how this format works for you, and I'll fill into how it works for me. Cool. So let's start with the Magic Master Meditation. As I said, this is a meditation in 3 phases, and it's designed for you to allow yourself to get in a deeper touch with a higher state of presence in yourself. And then we're going to create from your heart your desired reality, the most beautiful outcome, and how your dream life, and you can see a glimpse of it and feel how that feels. And we move into the 3rd phase, which is celebrating and being grateful, and going into something I call gratefulness in advance. So we live it as if we have it. Oh, Pernille's been on the screen for a long time. Thank you for the company there. Yeah, the pro is on. Alrighty, cool. This is the fun stuff, I get to laugh of myself because I'm live. I laugh more of myself when I'm live instead of me trying to record it and being all formal and stuff, which doesn't work. Come on, it's me. I need to be me. I think that's our biggest force. 2 things I want to say before we go live. I think that the biggest strength we all have is ourselves. Nobody can compete with you being you. So the more you-ness, the more uniqueness from you can allow, the more you stand out. And like, oh, why would people pick me? Because they feel resonance, because there's something in here. And right now, I get that by allowing myself to go live, be vulnerable, be open, and bloopers and mess up and all that. And it's cool. And I'm getting juice out of it, and I'm showing who I am. And take it or leave it. If you don't like it, leave it. And if you like it, leave me a comment. Okay, cool. That's all. I said it was 2 things, and I've totally forgot the other one. So that's coming up when I remember it. That's a loop to keep you watch to the end. And by the way, if there's someone here being so masochistic that you actually want to watch the whole thing to the end, please send me a message and I have something special for you. That would be really, really interesting for me to hear if someone actually watches this either live or as a recording from start to finish. Because I did that yesterday, no, not yesterday, the day before. I watched a guy who's not a pro in live streaming, but he has so much um, authenticity. I watched his live streams and he had like 6 of them. I watched and they're like a year old. The first one to the end from start to finish, and then started the next one. I'm not done yet, but I'm gonna keep on going because I'm kind of binging when I find someone with an essence and wisdom that I like to watch. And being able to watch the bloopers, he also did like he shared his screen with something, and then he had like a small frame of his image, and then he tried to show something on his camera, and he was like showing all the details, and then he realized like, oh, you didn't see anything. So bloopers is fun and it's rememberable and it creates stories, and that's cool. Alrighty. So thank you, Katrina, for showing me your pure heart of love and expansion. Love you. And thank you for all your insights you have been sharing with me on how to create magical experiences in the sauna. Because both Katrina and me, we do ceremonies in the sauna. And when we're in the sauna and we have a very hot stove, and then we lay water with some fragrance on it or ice cubes on the hot stones, then there is this steam coming up, and we distribute the steam around and watch how people are responding to give them a greater experience, because that is a old, like thousands of years old tradition on getting people transformed, lifted from the mundane to the mystical. And they actually call this in Eastern Europe and in Finland löyle. That is the name, the spirits of the steam. So yeah, thank you, Katarina, to and you allowed me to actually share that, and I love that. Yeah, cool. Anyways, yeah, okay, let's get into it. This is the Magic Master Meditation. You can allow yourself to close your eyes if you so desire. Just notice your breath and allow your breath to be just as it is right now. And it's totally okay, it's cool. Just allow it. Just allow yourself to notice your body as it is just now. Just allow that, that's cool. Just allow your breath and your body to be natural, just as it is. And then allow yourself to breathe in and notice your breath and notice the feelings that you get in touch with inside of yourself. So just breathe in and notice what you feel right now. Just allow that feeling, whatever it is, to be here. And when you're ready, you can just breathe out and let go. And the next time you breathe in, be open to how it might be different. So just breathe into your feelings. Sense whatever is here right now. And then let go on the out breath. And again, allow yourself to breathe in into the feelings. Allow yourself to just be with the feelings, whatever it is, and let it go. It's like you are a beach, and the feelings are like waves coming onto the beach. And the beach has no resistance, it's just there, allowing these feelings to come in, these waves, and they stay on the beach for a while. And then they just pass out in the ocean of emotion. So again, just breathe in, allow yourself to breathe into your feeling, whatever that is. Allow it to be here and allow it to let go out again. In this way, we are embracing, we're allowing our feelings. And just do this in your own tempo, in your own wave. And as you do, just allow it to be as it is. The thing is, when you just allow these waves of feelings to just pass in and pass out, your feelings get acknowledgements, they get embraces of love, they get understanding, they get to be seen and heard. And you might experience that it's getting lighter and lighter and lighter as you do this. So again, breathe in, be with the feeling, and let go. And you can just keep this going in its natural tempo. As you notice, is there any thoughts passing by? Are there any thoughts passing by right now? And if there are, that's cool. Just allow those thoughts. And then you can allow your attention to fall inwards and backwards and downwards into that space in you that embraces everything. And you can allow yourself to go even deeper by asking a question and see where that question takes you. You don't need an answer to this question. Just allow it to be a question that floats into you as a journey. And the question to drop into yourself right now is, who am I? And let go. And let go. And let go. That's totally okay. Just allow that. Whatever is happening now, just allow it. And let go. And allow yourself again to drop the question inwards and allow it to go deeper this time. Inwards and backwards and downwards. It's like a floating paper plane. Who am I? Allow it to drop deeper and deeper and deeper. Perfect. Good. And now allow yourself again, ask the question, and just allow it to take you one flight down. Who am I? And whatever you sense right now, just let it go. And let it go. And let it go. And just allow yourself to rest in this inner space. Easily, naturally, and joyfully. Allow yourself to just rest as this inner space. And from this natural state of being you, of your calm, of your expansiveness, you can invite in your true self, your highest self, your fullest potential, and allow yourself to get in touch with that, however that might be for you, however you might experience it. Just allow it and allow yourself connection to it. Good. So allow yourself to get in touch with this true self, your true self. And if it's outside of you, that's fine. You can communicate with it. And if you're trained and used to this, you can allow it to integrate into you So it becomes a part of you, your highest part, which you can be in connection with, and it can act through you. So you become the vessel of the divine light in you. And then ask it, does it have a message for you right now? Thank you. And now allow your true self to show you. If you got to live your gifts in the most optimal way, and you live your life in the most beautiful way, and lift others and serve the world and be in joy and bliss and love and expansion and freedom and calm. And then you can live a dream life. And then it's like magic happens and your dream life has already appeared. And you are now transported into a beautiful moment in your dream life. Just allow yourself to be in that moment right now. How does that look like? Cool. And what else? And what else? And what else? And what else? Very good. And allow yourself to see this scenery. And now you can move from this scenery and into the future from here. And you can allow yourself to stop at the next level in your future. And then you can watch it from the future because it already happened. And what are you grateful for that already happened to you? I'm so happy and grateful. I'm so happy and grateful. I'm so happy and grateful for. I'm so happy and grateful for. I'm so happy and grateful for. I am so happy and grateful for. I am so happy and grateful for. I am so happy and grateful for. Just fill in whatever is true there. And now, who have you become? Now that this is your reality, this is what you have experienced. Just fill in the blanks in these sentences. I am. And I give. And it feels cool. Whatever came to you, it's totally perfect. Just allow it to do it again. I am. I give. And it feels. Perfect. Perfect. And now from this state, from this inner perspective, do you have a message for you? What is the main thing for you to focus on today and this week for you to achieve your dreams and allow the highest flow through you? What is the main focus for you? Okay, cool. Perfect. Perfect. And what do you need Do you need any support? Do you need to take action? Do you need to connect with someone? Do you need to publish something? What do you need to put into action for this to happen right now? You know, the law of attraction contains the word action. What is your divine action for today? Can you allow yourself to surrender into that? Not allowing your ego to get in the way, but allowing your divine flow to flow through you in service, in divine loving service today, just for today. And then let go of everything that's been holding you back. All the old patterns that doesn't serve you anymore, that doesn't fit this and doesn't expand like what you sense now. So all those patterns has been here to support you, but you don't need them anymore. So you can allow and embrace from your divine heart to embrace them all the way to the bottom of these patterns, all the way back to its origin, whenever it's originated and started, in all aspects of yourself. And right now, in these moments, your divine light can light them up, love them, and allow them to release and get back to the natural state of love and light. And you get to come together as one aligned spirit and body in loving service as an elevated master coach. Whenever you're ready, you can come back to your body, come back to this moment. And it's a beautiful thing to share your experience and your state because it will stick to you. There's 3 great options to do that. Whenever you're watching this, if it's live or recorded, find that comment tab. I'll read all comments and just share your experience with me. I would be deeply honored. If it's too personal, feel free to send me a message. So you'll find me on the social media accounts or on my webpage, which is petersvenning.com. Just get in touch. Leave me a message. That's number 1. Number 2, if you are a writer, if you like to write and it's a good process for you, get up a notebook and just write. Okay? Just not something down. Jot something down from your experience. Or if you're a talker like me, just open your phone, have the dictaphone, the note speaking app open, and just share. Or even better, if you are a master coach in your community, get together with the master coaches and share. That's beautiful. So as you're doing that, I want to thank you. I want to say thanks to Hilde. He left this magical message, good magic morning. So this meditation is called Magical Morning in English, in Norwegian. And I'm thinking to call it the Magic Master Meditation. And because I think it's more about really getting into the flow of magic, getting into our mastery. So if that's good, please let me know. How do you like my new name for it in English? Also, Hilde is saying her big takeaway is I know and I trust. This is a way where we surrender in our meditation, but also in our coaching. Hilde is certified as a master coach with us. And when we are with a client, we don't need to know everything. We don't need to be there and pretend we have all the answers. And we will then limit the conversation and the depth of the coaching by our own limitations. Instead, we surrender into that divine love in us. And then we use a little slogan, which is our motto, I know and I trust, meaning the bigger true self in me knows, and the smaller self or the human version of me trusts. So I surrender and trust into the greatness. And then from there, I can listen to my intuitive sense of what's the next step here. Maybe it's to ask a proning question. Maybe it's to ask an open-ended question. Maybe it's to listen from my heart. Maybe it's to guide a spiritual transformation. Whatever it is, we just trust in that guidance. Yeah. And Steve, also a certified master coach and a team member, she's sending over a green heart. Thank you to everyone who's commenting, and commenting. Also, you can comment in whatever language you speak. Like Katrine here, she wrote in Norwegian. Det var virkningsfullt. Doesn't that sound beautiful? It means that was really effective and made an impact. So lots of hearts. Thanks. So whatever language you speak, Google Translate will help me. And I happen to know this beautiful language, Norwegian. That's why I have this beautiful accent as well. Marie, also certified master coach, she's writing, thank you. I use this to get into the space to get to go live in my group now in Norwegian. So please do. So whatever this brings you into, go out there and share it with the world. So we are 30 minutes into the live stream. If you're new to this today, my name is Peter Svenning. I am a master coach maker. I'm a former monk, also been writing a couple of international bestsellers. This one is international, this is Norwegian. And I'm here to record some episodes for my YouTube channel in English. And I wanted to do it in front of you, not because it's perfect, but because it's true and real and authentic. And I think that matters. And there's so much AI stuff happening now, and I love it. It's used at the right times in the right ways. It can improve our effectiveness and leave us more space for joy, and instead of repeating mundane tasks. But also it can take away a lot of the spirits. So I think for us spiritual minded, elevated master coaches, it is a huge opportunity for us because we can come in with a warm heart and empathic connection, loving connection, and intuitive guidance. So there's a lot of mind-driven coaching that will be obsolete because you'll have an app, a coaching app, and I tried one of them. You can ask whatever question, and it asks great questions back. And you can basically replace a mind-driven coach by an app. And I have access to one now, but it's going to hit the market soon. But what they can never do is the emotional and intuitive and spiritual intelligence of being connected in the heart and seeing the highest potential in others, using our intuition to communicate between us and hold space for that spiritual transformation, for the thought patterns to reorganize, and for us to embrace the feelings and allow them to flush through so we can get into our higher state and highest expression. So I think that's why I'm doing this recording of my 6 next episodes live, because I want to be real. Okay, so I will record them now. I'll basically teach you based on different questions I have gathered. If you have questions you want me to answer, please pop them in the chat in the comment section. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach a segment now, then I'm going to come back to you and see if there is any interaction between us, and then I'm going to do a short alignment, which is instead of a 15-minute meditation, this is a shorter segment that takes maybe a minute to really get you in state again. And I do that throughout because I do that throughout my day, and I want you to do it as well because it's beautiful. So the next segment, the next episode I'm here to record is called that's really fun. So since I'm here live, I'm gonna allow myself a moment to just look quickly through my notes, and it's okay, cool. So here's the next episode. It's a leaf video is what I call it. How to become, sorry, I'll do that again. Okay, cool, here we go. How to become a spiritual coach? That is actually a really great question if you want to change lives rapidly and you want to do it in a lasting way. So in this video, I'll show you 3 important things. How you can okay. If you want to transform lives, but you struggle to get people to get it, there is a deeper way where we actually meet people where they're at and you guide them deeper into spiritual transformation. Number 2, If you're tired of getting the weird looks, thinking that you're woo-woo because you're speaking about all this stuff, I'll show a way where you can actually lead people into deep spiritual awakening and a deep transformation without sounding woo-woo, without having people believing in your concepts. And number three, if you want to actually live this, then it would be preferable to stop having a day job and allow yourself to be full-time as a coach. Then you need to make a great income, and you can actually do that by being true to yourself, by using by using something I call truth bomb attraction. So my name is Peter Svenning, and I started a coach certification 15 years ago. No, that's not true at all. I'll do that again. When did I start? I started, I think, 8 years ago, 9 years ago. Come on. It's actually 10 years ago. So true. Okay, cool. My name is Peter Svenning, and I started a coach certification 10 years ago. And the first batch of students are really cool and they're really eager. And the first couple of months, they were just coaching each other on the surface level. But on the surface level, they got a lot of breakthroughs. But I could see so much more was available. So I remember that when I just gathered them and I said, like, we need to go deeper than this. And we went from operating on the thoughts level and on the feeling level, and we went even deeper to why people had patterns and they're stuck in the same patterns again and again and again. It's like it's a broken record. People tend to have the same issue and they repeat it again and again and again. But we can find the root cause and ask specific questions to really get them to make deep, lasting transformations. So, where am I? Peter, you planned this and it's not working. I'm sorry, my friend. This is a good time to laugh with me. What is. Yeah, okay. I think the whole point there was totally lost on me. Okay, I'll do that segment again and hopefully it actually makes sense. So, 10 years ago, I can say my name, can't I? So my name is Peter Svenning, and 10 years ago, I started a coach certification. And the first batch of students were really great. We had a great time, and they were really, really eager. And they started coaching each other, and it was a lot of questions and answers, and it was all on the thought mind level. And sometimes it touched on the feelings. And we expanded on that. So they actually had great clarity and good coaching. But there's something missing because you can only get so far if you just rearrange the thoughts. But because people tend to live in patterns. You have probably seen it in others or maybe in your parents that partner A does something, partner B does something else, and then it goes back and forth like that. And they seem to do the same dance again and again and again. So it sounds like a broken record. This is the patterns people live in. And to get people free from that and to break free, and for us to break free as well, we need to go a deeper level down. We need to go to why. Why is it that people have these patterns of feeling they're not good enough, that they're afraid to speak in public, they're afraid that nobody should listen to them, they're not old enough, they're not young enough, they're not beautiful enough, they're not tall enough, they're not bold enough, whatever it is. People have all this imposter syndrome that comes in different variations that holds them back. But there's a reason for that, because sometime in the childhood, probably, they had an experience where it didn't feel safe to actually expand and be themselves. So they retracted and they made themselves a strategy to handle the situation. So that situation was so troublesome, they found a way out of it, and now they kind of froze. So they're frozen in that pattern, and it stuck with them. And that was when it was 3. But what if you're 53? That's 50 years of really allowing that pattern to become stronger and stronger and stronger, but you're not really free. And this is what I could see in clients. So we needed to go a step deeper. And I remember I had him on a retreat when I did this first time, and now we do it within the first week of a training. But this is how it started 10 years ago. And I really showed them how to ask questions to find the core issue. And this is no drama. You don't need to hear the story. We don't need to cry and cry. And it doesn't need years. It actually takes minutes. So we find, by proning with some great questions in a specific sequence, we find what is the blockage, what is the reason this pattern is here, and then we help them release it and get into what they really want to become. And it's like in that journey, we go to the darkest place and we bounce straight up into the lightest place. And people are bathed in light and joy and bliss and awakening. And they're so connected to their true self. They got all kind of messages. So the transformation happens in a snap when you actually allow the questions to go down and up again. It's like a golden V. And then we can allow this transformation to happen. And then people get expanded into a connection with the true self. And that is the beauty of it. And that's why this is the foundation of spiritual coaching, to be able to see what people are talking about and how it shows up in their life, connect with them on that level, and then actually guide them through a transformational experience that will change everything in their life. Everything will change. I've been seeing depressed people after 3 sessions like this they're living in a state of joy and calm, love and light. And they even called me up and saying, wow, this is amazing. So that is happening. And they also are now transported into a higher state where they have deep, honest conversations with the higher self, and they can actually live it. So this is why we need to get beyond the surface level and go into the depths of who we really are. And that leads me to something really important, because how do you actually talk about this without it being voodoo, or woo-woo, which is better? How do you actually talk about this without it being woo-woo, so people actually want to listen to you and not just like roll their eyes and think that you're out there? Well, the way to do that, I'm going to show you in a moment, but first I need to really show you a really deep experience I had. I was in Bali. I had started my Leadership of Heart Leader program, which is a leadership development program, and this was like 15 years ago. And I was in Bali. This is actually 12 years ago when this happened. And I woke up at 2 a.m. in the morning, and I was so on fire with inspiration. So I got outside because my girlfriend was sleeping inside. I went outside and I turned on one light bulb, and it was buck dark there. So this one light attracted millions of insects swarming around me, but I didn't care. I got my notebook and I opened it, and it was a fresh blank one, and I wrote. It was like a download of inspiration and clarity and insights. And I just wrote and 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 wrote. And I stayed there for 6 hours straight with no break and just wrote. It was like an enormous download of information. I was like, wow, now I know what to do with my life. It was totally clear. I've been a monk before that, and I had a lot of connection inside. I've been doing coaching training, healing trainings, transformational trainings. I've been doing a lot of stuff, but this was like the message. This is what you are going to do with Leadership of Heart, Peter. It's like, okay, thank you. And next night, I woke up again at 2 a.m. And thank God I had another blank notebook. So I went outside again. Same light bulb, at least the same amount of insects, but it didn't matter. And I just wrote a new notebook. So 2 notebooks full of the most divine inspiration. And I was like, yes, now I'm going to save the world. And I got back to Norway, and I threw an event and invited people, and I started talking about it. And everybody said, oh, wow, this sounds like one guy who was actually in like one of the biggest companies in Norway, and he was in the HR department. He said, this is like the Bible for self-development. But yeah, I can't bring it to my team. I can't bring it to like tens of thousands of people who wants this, because it's not actionable. We can't understand it. It's too high for us. You just can't change lives with it. And that's when it really took me, I should say a minute, but actually it took me years to really figure out how can I bring the same essence to people in a way where they're ready to take it in without rolling their eyes, without being overwhelmed, without thinking I'm woo-woo, instead opening up to it. And the whole thing is that we need to change it. And I did. I used a method where the first time I used it, I talked to a potential client and I used this method all the way through. And then he said to me, Peter, I don't want to work with you. I need to work with you. So much that all the pricing and the design of the program, everything didn't matter at all. He just, I'm all in, whatever it takes, take everything, I'm in. It's like, oh, this is something. And I started teaching it to my students. And I remember they saying that, like, oh, everybody I talk to, they say yes. We have several people. I'm not saying everyone has this experience, but a lot of people have that experience. Some people say that 8 out of 10 I talk to say, yes, I want to work with you. And we also allow our intuition to guide us. So people like say that when I open for new clients, they just come to me. And that's when they're established and they don't have this like neediness to get going. But when they're established, it's like, oh, I'm fully booked, I'm fully booked. Oh, I have opening for 2 more. Whoops, 2 more come the same day. So it happens magically. And the essence of what I'm talking about is something I call truth bomb attraction, where you find out who your target audience is, someone who you know you can help, someone you want to spend your time with, which is essential, someone who's really dedicated to fixing their issue and a problem and has the resources to actually do something about it inside themselves. They don't blame others, but they take responsibility, but also the financial resources to prioritize this in their life. And when they dedicate themselves, when you find that audience, you are very, very close to winning. There's three more steps you need. Then you need to tell them a transformational story that really impacts them. So they feel like, oh, you see me. And we tell that story in a very simple way. And I help every single person in our Elevated Master Coaches program to actually nail that story and make it authentic for themselves and also communicate it clearly. And when we really hit home with that, like it's hair standing on end. So this is a really deep experience because then you have an inner drive and your spark of joy that connects with people just where they're at. And then you invite them to the next step, which is a truth bomb attraction conversation with you. And in this breakthrough conversation, we ask them a few questions. And this is not revolutionary, but I'll get to the revolutionary part very soon. We ask them how they are right now and how that impacts them. And there's specific questions to really go deeper. It starts with something like, what's not working in your life and business right now? And yeah, and what else? And what else? And what's the worst thing about that? And we get them emotionally connected with what they don't want anymore. I call this the ouch island in their life. This is the drama, the problem, the pain. And then we want to turn to the dream island, the wow island. And then I ask them, like, so what would your dream life look like? How would everything have changed? What's the best part about this? Who have you become? And we build up who they want to be and their higher identity. But then we have those two things. And here's the thing, I said build up, but we don't build them up. We just uncover it. We just reveal the truth of where they're stuck and truth of what they dream about. And the gap becomes apparent. This goes for a lot of coaches teaching this, which is great. And finally, someone says it out loud. This is what drives most coaching businesses, that they have a sales conversation, which is, where are you stuck and how bad is it? Where do you want to go and how good is it? Oh, do you see the difference? Let's work with me to get there. This is basically what all coaches that actually succeed does. There's a deeper level though, because it can feel yucky, salesy. It's a sales conversation and untrue. And then you don't believe in yourself, you don't believe in the process, you don't believe in the ability to get this client over here, or you have a bad taste in mouth. This is not where we want to go. Instead, you can allow the truth. your true self to shine through. So we allow our intuition and we ask deeper questions like, if you're stuck here, and before I tell you, let me tell you that when we ask these proning questions, it is not to like put them on the spot to get them up in the corner so they need to buy. It's not about the transaction at all. We are asking the questions to give them a deeper sense of clarity in their life. When they have clarity, they will have power to change it. With us or without us, that doesn't matter. So we are doing this in love. And we are asking, like one of my clients said yesterday on our Q&A call, like I asked them in such a friendly connection, a friendly way that we now have a deep friendly connection. This is what we want to do with strangers as well as everyone else. We want to ask these questions with so much love, so much tenderness, and allow so much space for the questions to penetrate and get deeper. Like one of our amazing coaches, he's having a 100% conversion rate, meaning everyone he speaks to says yes. He's not a unicorn, he's a man. But anyways, there's a lot of people like him. And what he does is that he allows a lot of silence. We have just a few questions, and then we have some follow-up questions, and he just asks them and allow for a lot of silence. Actually, in one of in one of the conversations he just did, he allowed several times a 9-minute silence where he just had a deep sense of presence and emotional connection to the client. And the client got so deep, they're like, oh, there's nothing else to say. This is everything on the topic. And then he actually has to hold people back when they're getting to becoming a client. So I'll get to that right now. So the thing is, he this is getting longer than I was thinking. So you ask questions about where are you stuck and how does it feel? Where do you want to go and how great does that feel? Cool. And then we go deeper in the truth, saying, let me ask you, what do you think is the reason you're stuck? You listen intuitively. And might it be, could it be this, could it be that? We have some frameworks we use internally about what is the patterns people are stuck and what is the real issues people are stuck. And when we speak to that truth, it's like it's shaking inside. And I remember the first time as a monk I met my guru, I asked him the proper questions to ask my guru, and he just looked into my eyes and he answered my burning inner question that I never had dared to ask anyone. And it shook me physically. I was shaking for 3 days. And I was like, this is truth. I became his disciple. That was a beautiful journey. And I'm so grateful. And now back to you. When you ask questions from intuitive knowing, but still not saying this is it, but asking questions, could it be this? And being curious, people feel so seen, so touched, and find a deep layer of truth. And in that deep layer of truth, they choose to want to work with you. So they beg you to become your clients. Then you get to the last and the most important part, which is how to transform their lives. So I'll talk more about that in another episode. This one got long enough. But if you want the whole shebang, the whole picture of how we do everything here and how you can use it yourself, then you can go over to my webpage called truthbombattraction.com. There's a link in the description. And when you go over there, you will have a special deep dive training where I'm guiding you. And if you have questions during the training, you'll even have text message connection to me so I can answer any question you might have. So that's for you if you really want to use it and allow yourself to be your true self and change people's lives. So regardless if you do that or not, I think that right now you're needed. So if you have watched this and you think that, okay, I have something to give to the world, let me show you why right now is the best time. Because the world is going through so many changes that we really need you. So this video here will show you why the changes are happening and how you can find your place in this movement, in this change that is happening in the world right now. That's the end of the episode. Thank you for being here live with me. I'm about to look at the comments if you have anything, any questions, and follow-up. And also, because we're going to edit this from a long form video also to a teaser in short, like a short form reels format, I'm going to have a little thing that we can cut in, and it's going to be something like that. Watch the whole episode by clicking this link and going to my main channel. Watch the whole episode by clicking this link. Watch the whole episode by clicking this link or the link in the description or in the first comment and get to my main channel. Okay, that's good enough. Okay, thank you so much for being here live with me. That was a longer episode, but I think it was a good one. So Steve is writing, you got this. Remember to be out of your mind. That's a great framing. So I'll keep on doing that. I think that the more I got into the video, the more I forgot myself, which is great. So I promised you to do alignments, and I'm very aligned now myself when I'm doing this. Thank you. So Hilda writes, thank you. I'm so proud to learn from you, and I'm so proud to have you as one of the amazing participants. I feel like we are all learning from each other. So I'm blessed and grateful to have you in the group of Elevated Master Coaches. Thank you. Yeah. So, okay, cool. Alignments. So during the day, you can set your alarm. And I did this. This is interesting. I remember when I had my first big experience of awakening in my life. It felt like everything shifted, because it did. And then I really wanted to integrate it into my life. So I set my timer on my watch. I set it to go off every hour. And you can do this just by going into your watch and just setting a countdown for every 60 minutes or whatever time frame you choose. And then when that alarm goes off, you can ask yourself one question that we did in a magic master meditation. And that is, let's say it goes off. Ding, ding, ding. Who am I? Let go, let go, let go. Let's do it together 3 times. You don't have to close your eyes. In the beginning, I closed my eyes and then I had them open. So this is a great alignment. So ask yourself now, who am I? And whatever the question opens in you, just let go of it. Whatever it takes you into, let go of it. And let go of it. Do it again. Who am I? Let go of it. Let go of it. Let go of it. 3rd time. Who am I? Let go. Let go. Let go. Yes. So how was that alignment for you? Could you use it? Was it good? Hope so. Okay. So the next, thank you so much. So if you're new to this stream, I'm now recording episode after episode to my main from my main YouTube channel, and this is questions that people specifically have been asking. So they're framed in a very specific way, and I find it really cool. So yeah, I'm gonna play with this one here, and it might be that I'm opening up for some space, some silence in between, but that's for me to keep focused and make a better video. Okay, so this is a cool one. Which is an example of an open-ended question? I'll do it again. Which is an example of an open-ended question? That's a really cool question, and that's a really cool question. Let me ask you, do you want to make a bigger difference? Do you want to make a bigger difference? Is that an open-ended question? Or is it more like a closed question where you get to answer yes or no? So let me ask this instead. How will asking better questions help you change the world? Or how will asking better questions help you make a bigger difference? That starts something else, right? Another great open-ended question is, What's not working in your life or business right now? If you ask you that, what happens to you? Can you see that it opens a room, a space for reflection inside of you? Can you feel the difference between a yes and no question? Can you feel the difference between a yes or no question and this more open-ended question that starts a process? So my name is Peter Svenning. I've been writing several international best-selling books about this topic, and I want to show you 3 important things in this video. I'm going to show you the 3 types of questions to ask. And I'm going to show you the strange way to make your open-ended questions 100 times more effective. How you can become a really important person in people's lives. And as a bonus, I'm going to show you how you can make a deep change with open-ended questions. So, this is me thinking and actually reading through. I have some notes here. Okay, I think that's cool. Yes, okay, cool. So So often when I have coaching sessions, I tend to ask questions and just ask questions, not adding my own advice. I know there's a lot of confusion here where we think that we need to be important and tell people what's the right thing. But actually, that is a disservice and it hinders you as well. So let's talk about the hindrance. Because when you think you need to give people advice, you are limited in how many people you can help and how many people you can support by your own knowledge. And oh, I cannot help you with this topic because I haven't mastered it. But if you ask questions, you can help everyone every time by asking great questions. I had a point there. So when I ask questions, I actually allow the other person to get to know what's happening inside of them and find the problems and the issues and also find their own solution. Because in coaching, there's a deep old saying that is, whoever owns the problem owns the solution as well. So when the problem comes with a problem, they also come with a solution, but it's hidden. So we're asking questions to get them to find out where they're actually stuck and what they really want instead. And when we do that, it is much more powerful than giving advice, because when we give advice, it is like we want to be important and they get the advice and it sounds cool, but they don't own it. So when they go out into their life to implement it, it's just messed up. It doesn't work. So instead, we ask questions and then they find their own issue and they also find the solution inside and they get the eureka, the aha moment of, wow, I had an epiphany. This is where I'm stuck and this is what I want and this is what I need to do, and they own it. So when they go into the real world, into the next conversation, into the situation where they need to apply their new insights, they actually have the power to do so. And this is how we are empowering people, by asking them questions. And when you just ask questions and you don't add your own advice, you don't add yourself, you are opening so much space for the other person and there's so much insights happening. So they often tell you that, wow, that was really smart. You're a genius. I was like, yeah, right. So they are projecting their own insights onto you as if you said it, but you just ask questions. So you suddenly look like the smartest person in the room while you was just asking the questions. And a lot of time, A lot of time people are telling us that, wow, this was the best conversation in my whole life. And that's when we are actually able to ask great questions in a great sequence and hold a space for them, to really embrace whatever is coming without judging them. Because people are judging themselves all the time, and people are afraid of being judged by others. And when they can talk to you and you ask questions without judging them, they feel free, they feel liberated, they feel seen, they feel heard. And that's something we all long for. That's why my best-selling book is called Be Heard Now, because this is what everyone is longing for, to actually have a space for them to just speak and be listened to. One of the coaches I was coaching yesterday, because I run a elevated master coaches training, one of the coaches, she said that I had a client coming in and he just talked and talked and talked. What shall I do? And I said, let me know the nature of the talking. And it was her asking questions without judging, and him saying, I have never had a space to actually talk about this before. And I said, it's beautiful, allow him to do it more. And then whenever you feel like there is an emotional charge, then you go to the next level of questions. Before we go into the next levels of questions, there's more I want to share with you. So if you want more, please hit the like button, subscribe, and if you leave a comment, I'll even get back to you. Okay, so there's 3 types of questions. The one we're starting with is the open-ended question. So what's not working in your life right now? So that is an open-ended question. And then we can follow up with another open-ended question, which is, what is the worst thing about that? And then maybe they're talking about how it's impacting their ability to be a better parent, and they say that when I do that, this happens, and when I do that, this happens. Also, and then if that's a choice, then we can ask a more closed question, which is a leading question. Sorry. Then we can ask a more leading question, which is like, so is it important for you to find a solution to this choice you're in? That is a leading question. And yes. Okay, cool. That was actually not a good example. So what's not working in life right now is a great open question, because it takes people into a specific frame where they get to explore that. And then you can follow up with more open questions like, and what else? And what's the worst thing about that? What's the worst part about that? And that's open questions, but you're also leading the way deeper and deeper and deeper, instead of saying, what's not working in life right now? Okay, and how many cars do you have? Which is a question that takes them out of the focus. So keep proning deeper and deeper, and this way you're leading people. And then maybe they have two different ways they can go. So what sounds most interesting for you, to go down this path or this path? So you're allowing them to choose, and you can lead them on the way. Like, how important is this for you to fix now? Which is a leading question, because you are wanting them to talk about how important it is to change it now. And then you can go for a yes or no question, which is a closed question. And it's like, so is this something you want to decide today or not? Yes, it is. No, it's not. And whatever that is, you can open for a new string of questions, of course. But this is open questions with a focus, open-ended questions with a focus, and it's leading questions, like, how important is this for you to fix now? It's still a question, but it's really leading. And then, do you want to fix this now or not? Yes or no? That's the closed questions. So those are the 3 types of questions. But the most important part about asking questions is to allow the other person to have the room to actually go into it and experience it. Because a lot of time we have so much inner chatter. We know what we want to say next. So we add ourselves into it. Don't do that. Take that away, and instead allow yourself to go deeper. Allow yourself to listen more deeply, and embrace instead of judge. And just whatever the person is answering, just say, yeah, fine, thank you, yeah. And then what else? And what else? That is a great follow-up question to all those questions. That's a great follow-up question to all the open-ended questions. For the live stream, I'm just looking here to be way more focused. Yeah, okay. So what I just told you is actually a hidden way to make your open-ended questions even more focused and 100% more effective. Because if you allow your open-ended question to be a good one, and you don't have to hit home at first. You probably heard about Tony Robbins, and he has, when he's doing his interactions with his audience, he has like a speaker, he has like someone speaking to him in his ear, telling him who he should look for. People has been vetting this person, they have investigated the issues, and they have questions. And no doubt he's a master at questions, but he's on the spot and he needs to go deep. And somebody counted how many questions he actually asked in like a 10-minute interaction, and I think it was 56 questions. This is from my remembrance. The thing is, you don't need to hit home at the first one, but you giving your attention, just asking the question, just try. And how are you today? That's open-ended question. So, and people tend to start talking about what's not working in their life. And if you want to go deeper in that, you can ask, okay, so what's not working in your life right now? And you told me about this and this. What is the worst part about that? The most effective thing you can do is not to change the focus, but allow for that deep focus, because nobody is giving that. Everybody is on the surface, plappering, and you have the opportunity to go deeper with people and allow them that deeper space. So what you can do then is to ask your open-ended question and then shut up. Just listen, okay? And when you listen, you are allowing more and more space, and you can nod, you can say yeah, yeah, that psychologist thing, and you can also say, and what else? Or you can ask a deepener, which is, let's say they just said, and this happens every time I go to my sister. And you can just repeat, every time you go to your sister. Yeah, every time, no. And I'm so fed up with it. So you're fed up with it. And you just keep going like that and just repeat the last 3 words they said. And they'll tell you more and more and more until they think that you are the most magic person in their universe and you give them so much more insights. And this is the power of sticking to it, asking follow-up questions, or which is, and what else? Just giving them nods and gestures of keep going, and then sometimes just repeating the last 3 words. You will allow them to go deeper and deeper and deeper. And if it starts to spring out into various topics, you can just ask, tell me more about that. And this way, you are like a funnel. You know, a funnel where you pour something in and it doesn't spill all over. It goes down into a very, very limited pipe, right? So this is the way you do it. You ask open-ended questions and you give people tremendous clarity. And clarity gives power. Clarity gives empowerment, and they're now ready to make a difference in other people's lives. So if you want to be a force for good, please ask open-ended questions like this. Okay. Okay, cool. So I have told you this in the framing of being an elevated master coach, because this is what elevated master coaches, because hello. So I've been telling you all this in the frame of me being an elevated master coach and a master coach maker. I have a training where I show you how our coaches are using questions like this to really get to the depth, but also transforming people's lives so they don't repeat the same patterns, same issues, and same problems, but they can actually resolve it once and for all. And how you can build a coaching business by attracting premium clients, talking to them with open-ended questions in a very specific way, getting to something I call truth bomb attraction, and then changing their lives. If you're interested, you can go over to my webpage. Just go to truthbombattraction.com. It should say here or in description or first comment, and you can go there and watch the training if you so desire. And I want to say thank you for being here and taking yourself and open-ended questions seriously. This is one of the most powerful tools to change people's lives. And if you so desire, you also need to listen from a deeper space and place in you. And if you're into that, I made a special video for you about that, how you can deepen your listening skills right now. So click there to watch that now. Okay, cool. So that was the next one. And I want to say to you listening live stream, thank you for being here with all my hiccups. This is the first time I'm doing my episodes live like this, and I think it's great. Before we go on to the next piece of alignments, I'll show you what that is in a moment. I want to make a short snippet that we can use in our short videos, meaning reels. And if you want to go deeper, click this link, or if you want to go deeper, click this. Come on. If you want to go deeper in this, just click this link and watch the whole episode on my main channel. Cool. That's perfect. Or if you want to go deeper in this, click this link and watch the whole episode in a main. Come on, Peter. If you want to go deeper in this, click this button or the comments. Come on, Peter. How hard is it to say these few words? Okay, try again. Boom. If you want to go deeper in this, click this link or go to my main channel. You'll also find the link in the first comments. See you there. Okay, that's at least better. Anyways, thank you, Hilde, for being here. So there's a few comments coming in live. I'll address them and then we'll do a short alignment thing. This is Katrine saying in Norwegian, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Hopefully that's understandable for everyone in whatever language. You are invited to leave whatever comment you like in whatever language you like, and I will actually read it, and thank you for it. Thank you, Katrine. So Hilde, Master Coach as well, says, when then find the truth, when they find the truth, it's very powerful. I agree, 100%. Aha, here it comes without typos. Almost. When they find their own truth, it is powerful. I totally 100% agree. Thank you, Hilde, for sharing and being here live. So, guys, I'm doing a live stream. It's been going for 1 hour and 15 minutes, longer than I was thinking. My name is Peter Svenning. I run a Master Coach certification program, and I wanted to go live as I record episodes for my YouTube channel. So the first thing I did was a master meditation. So this is a meditation to really get into who you're supposed to be and who you're meant to be. And then I did 2 episodes, I think, I have been recording so far. I have 6 plans, so we'll see how far this goes. So didn't I just do 2? I think I've been doing 3. Okay, no, let's see. I did how to become a spiritual coach, and then which is an example of open-ended question. And then the next one is how to improve listening skills. This is going to be important and really cool. And before that, in between, as I'm doing these live episodes, I really want I want to do I got a message. I just wanted to show it. It's in Norwegian. Artig å se at jeg gjør mye av dette uten egentlig å ha lært det. Yes! So she writes, that's cool to see that I really do a lot of this stuff without really have learned it. But you're a therapist, you're a doctor, and you're a light being. Of course you know this. Sometimes, though, this is interesting. I've been holding back on a lot of what I'm teaching now and keeping it behind closed doors, the paywall of, like, if you join my certification program, we work together for a year, you'll learn all this. But the thing is, I have modules where everyone watch the modules and they still have questions. And then they go out and they train. No, they don't. They train with each other. And they do it multiple times a week sometimes. I only say that you need to do it once a week, but because it's so fun and so cool and so enlightening, they do it again and again and again. And you know what? They have questions, lots of questions. And people get stuck and life gets in the way. And I'm like, okay, let me give away all the information. And for people who like, I do this, I don't need the training, that's cool, hallelujah. Be inspired, do more. And for people saying like, this is great, but it's not really for me, that's cool. Hope it gives you something. And for people saying like, this is really cool, and I like to work with a team and with a community, I would love to work this. to do this, they'll get in touch and join our training. Maybe. Or maybe they say, oh, would be good, cool. Expect you rambling too much. So, Amin is giving me hearts, and you have a beautiful profile picture. I think this is your in light sparking out. Thank you. Pardon me, I'm going to cough, and then I'm going to start with the next segment. Yes, so I have an interesting one, and then I want to share something. Hilde Mastercoach says, thank you so much. If we all work from our hearts and love the world can be pardon me. If we all work from our heart and love, the world can be a better place for everyone. And that's right. Actually, I had a new fantastic coach signing up with me and starting to work in our Master Coach certification program. Yesterday, he started in the first live session. We had a call before that, a strategy call, and he's all in, and it's like beautiful. So I had this idea that he had a coaching program for people to like go all in on the light and give their gifts to the world. And I was like, yeah, perfect. And then he came in, and I started coaching him because his messaging was really not aligned. And I was like, this is not you. I don't get it. Who is this for? What is it? And this is what I do. This is my brilliance, helping people find a way to express their truth. And then he said, well, I have a coaching certification program. I was like, oh, do you? Do you train coaches? Yes, I do. Like, And then my mind started ringing, saying, oh, are you training a competitor? Are you digging your own grave? And I was like, come on, mind. We're here to spread love. Let's not play those scarcity games. And then I just said, okay, let me help you. and I did. And I did so. I went all in to create the best marketing campaign for him ever. And it turns out that the deeper we got into who his dream client is and what the transformation he delivers is, it's like, this is not the same. This is for empowered men who want to really put their stake in the ground and go for the biggest purpose in life and feel that they're on fire and all in. And that became a very different messaging. And I love it. And I would love to support this coach as much as I can in changing the masculinity of the world with this powerful program. So it started off being like, oh, can I? Well, it didn't start there. My mind said that. So don't believe in everything you think, because it's leading you into fear. Instead, just follow your heart, follow your bliss, just serve people selflessly, and everything will turn out beautiful. Okay, anyways, here's a comment from Avin. Okay. So I do talk Norwegian, Avin, in lots of videos all the time. So you can just go to my channel, just click wherever you're watching now. It's probably Facebook. And then just go there. And there's plenty, like 800 videos in Norwegian. And like live videos from the last week as well, lots of it. So thank you for saying that. So this is my playground, and I play Norwegian and I play in English. Okay, cool. And now I'm gonna play my low show about how to unleash your inner spiritual coach and transform lives. And we are getting to the next episode soon, which is how to improve listening skills. Yes. Okay. I think this is good. So let's see. It's actually a lot of notes, more than the rest, and I think I was inspired when I actually wrote this or talked it into my phone. So there's so much notes. Okay, so let's take chunk by chunk. Here we go. Thank you for being live. Did we do alignments? No, we didn't. So, as we started off with the magical master meditation to get us in our natural states, it's a smart thing to do during the day to do alignments. So right now, let me just ask you a question. What are you grateful for right now? Great. And what are you grateful for right now? Just feel that. And what are you grateful for right now? Cool. That's an alignment. That's to get in your divine flow. Okay, I'm gonna sip and then I'm gonna sap. That was the sipping. Here comes the sapping. Welcome to Powerwell. Okay. Today we're talking about how to improve your listening skills. I'll do that again. Today we're talking about how to improve your listening skills. So this is the key to winning friends and influencing people. Because everybody longs to be seen and heard. And this is a deep driver in everyone. So if you can let people be seen and heard, you are instantaneously becoming a very important person in their lives. Yeah, cool. So in this video, I'll show you the one thing that's holding you back from listening effectively. How you can be with people so they feel so deeply heard that they will thank you. And how you will be looked upon as the smartest person in the room without saying anything. Okay, cool. Good start. Have you ever found yourself out driving your car and then you lost the exit? You suddenly like, oh, I've been driving too far ahead. Why does this happen? Because we get lost in thoughts. And when we get lost in thoughts, we are not really present. And this is the biggest problem in communication. Because when we talk to others, we fade out. They say something, we go on a digression, and we're out there. Instead, if we tend to become more attentive and present, our listening skills will improve immensely. And those thoughts, they often turn into inner chatter. Like when you talk to someone, you really want to interact. And this is how we talk as friends. Okay, I'm getting out of my line here. Let me see. Okay, cool. So you being distracted by your inner thoughts are so you being distracted by these inner thoughts is actually the one thing stopping you from having deep, effective listening skills. And I actually wrote a book about this, and it's called Be Heard Now. It's an international bestseller, and in that, I'm showing you how when you know what to listen for and you open for more of that, you make a difference. You, of course, do it also by asking questions, but you can listen even more effectively because there's a pattern. This is my second point. We need to break a pattern here. And that pattern is a beautiful pattern. So it's not a bad thing. Oh, I have a Facebook user on screen all the time. I'm sorry. Okay, then I basically need to do it again because it's going to be edited. So this is fine. It's a short thing. I noticed that this is not going to take so long anyways. So today we're talking about how to improve listening skills. This is a key skill if you want to win friends and you want to influence people. Because everyone has a longing inside to be seen and to be heard. And by improving your own listening skills, you give people what they're really longing for. You give them everything they want. And the more you give people what they want, the more you can have everything you want as well. My name is Peter Svenning, and I've been writing several international best-selling books, and this one here is all about how to improve your communication skills. And in this video, I'm going to show you three important things. I'll show you the one thing that holds you back from communicating effectively. I'll show you how you can listen so deeply that people will thank you. And I'll show you how you can be looked upon as the smartest person in the room without saying anything. So let me ask you, have you found yourself driving along the road and suddenly you discover that you have lost the exit you're supposed to take? Why does that happen, right? Because we get lost in our thoughts. So when it comes to improving your listening skills, this is the same thing. When you're in a conversation with someone and you start to get distracted and lost in the thoughts, you don't really listen and they can notice it. And this way, they will not open, they will not feel the bond, they will not be able to have the deep connection that they really long for. But instead, if you can lower that inner chatter, if you can turn your attention away from that inner chatter and over to the person in front of you, you will make an enormous difference in their lives, and you will have so much space and calm and joy and inner freedom. And this is something that Buddha knew all about. He was sitting there under a tree, being really happy because he had stillness. That does not mean he didn't have thoughts passing through, because we all do. Every day, like 60,000 to 100,000 thoughts passing through our heads or minds. And it's most of the time, it's the same shit. So instead, it's not about turning off the tap of the thoughts, because it's impossible. Instead, you can tune out of them. Like, remember the radio dials where you can tune to a channel or a different channel? You can just choose to tune out. Or maybe just turn down the volume, because it's there, it's in the background. But as long as you don't give it attention, you can give something else attention. And if you give the person in front of you the attention and you listen attentively, and you're just there, you're holding space, you're not judging, you're noticing your thoughts, but just allowing them to be like this crazy uncle on your shoulder whispering crazy stuff to you, or just turning down the volume, just allowing it to be in the background, and now be here with the person in front of you. You'll make such a deep impact that they will thank you for it. But we also have a beautiful pattern in our communication, and that beautiful pattern is holding you back. How? Because when you talk to someone and they say, "Hey, I've been over to Joe's place." "Oh, Joe's place, cool. Yeah, I've been there myself." You see what I did there? Well, in this example, Joe's place, I started adding my own association, my own reference, and I added it in. And we go ping pong like that. "Oh, yesterday was a beautiful day. We went to the beach." "Oh, wow, cool, the beach. Yeah. Oh, I haven't been to the beach for 3 weeks." Okay, you hear that? It's again, you're sharing something, and I'm sharing my version of the same thing. And this is cool because it creates connection, likeness, social ability. It's cool, but it is not deep listening, because it's about me. So all the time we have this preparation going on in our head. So first, the person in front of you is sharing something, and instead of really listening, you're preparing what you will say as a response. So you only get the 30% where you can ping back, and this is not deep listening. Okay. So to take this a step deeper, you can ask great questions. And the greatest questions are open-ended questions. So you can sit down and you can just see where the conversation starts, or you can start it off with saying, "Hey, what's the most important thing happening in life right now? Hey, what's the most important thing happening in your life right now?" Okay. This is something I would have asked, but I'm socially awkward. Maybe it's smart to start with some chatter. "How are you? Feeling good? Myself? Everything great? Okay, cool. Anything new? Yeah, da, da, da." And then you can get into the open-ended question, which is, what is the most important thing happening in your life right now? "Oh, wow, that's a great question. No, 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 no." And then you ask deeper questions like, "Wow, cool. Tell me more. That sounds cool. What happened then? Wow, interesting. Yeah. And what else? Cool. And what else?" And you just mix them up, but you're interested and you're not interrupting with your own stream of thoughts, but instead you are there with them, asking more questions, keeping the silence. The more you can keep the silence and then adding questions to keep the flow going, the deeper the listening experience, the deeper the other person will feel seen and heard. And you don't have to add yourself into the mix. And you create a great depth that will have you stand out from other people. They'll think that you are the most beautiful and amazing person to talk to. And I have I have more videos where I actually show you how you can do this and how you can listen better and how you can ask better questions and even change people's lives with these questions. So if you care to just give me a like and subscribe, like hit that subscribe button, and I'll show you more of these videos on how you can improve your listening skills and take it wider in your life as well. Okay. Yes. And in my own coaching sessions, because I'm a former monk and now I'm a master coach maker, and when I coach people, I ask questions like that. And when I ask these questions, it opens up more and more depth in them. And they get access to insight, to intuition, to something they already know inside of them. And the more I allow my own silence and my own non-judgmental embrace of whatever is happening, I create a space for a transformation to happen. And people allow themselves to go as deep as they dare to do. And I can create a safe container for that person to experience and get to know themselves deeper and better. What happens in those sessions is that people get in touch with such deep insights, and everything they long for, all the answers they want, they're already inside of them. And they get in touch with them. And sometimes they're so impressed with the wisdom that just came out of their own mouth that they don't recognize it came out of their own mouth. They start thinking of me as the smartest person in the room without me actually saying anything. I'm just, So people tend to project on me. They would say after a conversation like that, this is the most fantastic conversation I ever had. I never had anyone tell me so much wisdom like you did. Thank you for everything you gave me. And I just give them the space to be themselves and experience the depth of themselves. So this is a way you can allow deep listening to really expand people's experience of themselves, and then ask proper questions to really take them deeper. And if you want to untangle everything that is coming up in these conversations and change their lives, then you should learn, then you can learn or master course certification secrets. Terrible thing. If you want to go deeper and change their lives with these questions and this listening, I do have a training that is advanced, that is for people who want to be master coaches. And you can find it over at my page, which is petersvenning.com. The link is in the description and the first comment as well. So please come over if you so feel like. And now that you know how you can transform lives deeply with deep listening skills, please watch this video next to find the best questions to ask to have people open up to you. Get the whole episode by clicking this link. Okay, thank you for listening. Again, I'm live here. I'm live streaming as I'm recording lots of episodes for my English-speaking YouTube channel. And the next one coming up is what is a transformational coach? I have less notes on that one. Thank you for sticking with me. And my editor will chop up and take away all the times that I'm making bloopers. So I'm just here holding myself accountable to be live with you. And next topic is what is a transformational coach? Before we do that, I promised you to come in here and do alignments. And I'm really happy and grateful that you're watching all of this, and hope it gives you something of value. And if so, please leave me a comment. I'll be really happy if you do. And some thumbs up. And if you're watching somewhere where you can follow or subscribe, that would be cool too. So on alignment, we've been talking about asking yourself, who am I? And then asking yourself, what am I grateful for right now? So another alignment to do is just watch your breath. It's not hard at all. Just watch your breath. Just allow yourself to take 3 deep breaths in and out in your own tempo. Just notice what happens. And I'm going to do it myself right now. So let's do 3 deep breaths. Okay, how's that for you? Could you sense it? The thing is, with this technique, this alignment, you can do it whenever and wherever, with whomever. And for me, I at least felt grounded. So please share in the comments if the 3 deep breaths did anything good for you. That'd be nice. Okay. I see that I have how many more? I think I have 3 more, but not so many notes on them. And I have a breakthrough call, meaning a person who wants to have a truth bomb attraction conversation coming up soon. And I've been fasting since yesterday, so I haven't been eating as well. That's cool too. So this is me juggling my day. Yeah. I'll do it. Okay. So next video is called What is a Transformational Coach? What is a transformational coach? That's a great question. If you want to break free on all levels and change other people's lives as well, rapidly, but with lasting effects. In this video, I'll show you the 3 levels of transformational coaching, how you can get people to what I call the ultimate results that everybody's looking for. We'll do that again. How to get people to the ultimate results that everybody's looking for. And how transformational coaches are changing the world and how you can too. Okay, cool. Thank you, Hilde. Okay, it's good. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, goddamn. This is where I need an image that I don't have in front of me. But I can, of course, just add that in the edits. That's the beauty of video editing. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, my dear live streamer, is that I'm going to show an image here of a guy holding gas balloons, and there's threads, and they're wrapped around a wooden piece, and that's the image. And I was about to show it here, but of course it can be edited in. So there's 3 levels of transformational coaching, and it's about what there is 3 levels of transformational coaching, and it's all about what's the depth you're working in. Because a lot of people, they're trying to reorganize thoughts, and we have so many of them. Like every day, every one of us is having like 60,000 to 100,000 thoughts passing through our minds and heads. And if you try to reorganize them, like make new neural pathways and think positive and all that, you have a lot of work to do. You can work much deeper, much more effective, and much more rapidly by understanding there's 2 more layers, and the deepest layer is where you can change everything. So if you look at this image here, you can see this guy holding all these gas balloons, and these beautiful balloons, and all of them is representing a thought. And imagine if it was like 60,000 of them. It's a lot to tackle. And all of them has a string attached, which is the feeling, the emotion. And those feelings and emotions, they're intertwined, and they're really, really messy to get a hold of. And then they're all knot down in a knot at the bottom. And that knot is where it all sticks together. So if you want to get rid of a thought which is bothering us, and if we have a pattern in our life where we're thinking, I'm not good enough, I just can't do it, nobody will listen to me, I'm not sure if I can do this. If you have that self-doubt, that's a thought, and then we follow it as a string. That's a yucky feeling, isn't it? How does that feel? It feels sad, depressed, frustrated. Okay, that's the feelings. We only have 6 foundational feelings, and they're all mixed together. So it's really easy to just be with them, because feelings, if you if you don't have any resistance towards the feelings, they can release really quickly. So the thought is there, we know about it, and we can track it down to the feeling and also where it's in the body, because it's located somewhere in the body. And then we can ask questions about, but what does it want? And then we can find out why it's really here, because that stuckness, the root cause of the problem, is there because at one time it was there to serve you. It was there to help you and keep you safe in the world. But right now, it's not. It's not. It's holding you back now. It's not here and working for you. So instead, this is now a blockage, a hindrance. This is something holding you back. And we can let go of this by asking questions, getting down to it. What is the thought? What is the feeling? Where do you feel it in your body? What does it really want? And then we get to what it really wants and what keeps it stuck. And then we can also find out how long has it been here? What has been the function? And how has this been serving you? And then you can meet it with some gratefulness. Even though it stings and it's sucky to have it in here, but you can embrace it and say, thank you. You actually been doing your best to keep me safe. And I'll tell you a story about that before we continue and talk about what happens. Because the thing is, it's like you have a security guard. Let's say you have a party up in your flat, and then you have a security guard on the front door. And the party is great, except there's no one there because you told the security guard to keep everybody out. And that'd be cool. Maybe if you're sleeping last night, it would be cool to keep everyone out. But if you're having a party and you want people in, the security guard is taking his job a little too seriously. So we need to loosen up the instructions. Pardon me. So this is a part of you which is doing your service, but it's overactive and it's outdated because it's still holding on to yesterday's command on keeping everyone out. Now you want to invite everyone into your party. So this is the same with all the blockages. They had a function back in the days, and now the same function is holding you back. That's how easy it is. So you can thank it for your service. But right now, I don't need this service anymore. And then we can ask new probing questions to really take it up to what it's really here to do, to become its natural self. It's light, and it transforms like that. And in that process, you can have that transformation happen in a snap second. There's a few beautiful things happening in that moment. One thing is that you totally change. You change from the blocked, held back position to the free edition of you. And that version of you is calm and is joyful without no apparent reasons, just bubbling joy. And it is free and it's in a state of love where you are connected to your true self and you give. And this is the ultimate result. This is what everybody longs for. Do you know anyone who doesn't want to be full of inner peace and calm? Doesn't want to have a bubbling sense of joy with no apparent reason, just like, yes, I'm alive. And then maybe not like that, but you get me. And maybe also having a sense of relief and even deeper freedom. And being in a state of love, not meaning romantic love, I think you're so beautiful, but more like, wow, this is it. This is who I am. This is who you are. We're one. That is what everyone longs for. And you don't need any religion or philosophy or any kind of way to do it because it's the natural state. And even our blockages is actually made of that. So when we allow them to go, we become what we call the ultimate results. And we're not only changing this one balloon and the one string and the one knot, in that same knot, it's holding together a lot of feelings and thousands of thoughts, and it's letting go. And when you loosen the knot of the string with the balloons and you let them go, it's helium, it's gas. They just lift up. And this is the same as our blockages. They just lift up. And when they lift up like that, you're free. You're free in a general sense on all levels of your being. Isn't that beautiful? So that freedom is global. It's in all parts of you. It's general. It's in every aspect of you, and it brings you to natural state, to the ultimate result. And right now, there is a movement of transformational coaches. We call ourselves the elevated master coaches. And that's not to try to say that we are elevated, but what we are doing in our master coaching is that we're taking dense lump energy and we are allowing it to elevate into becoming its natural state of light and joy. And as we do that, our client is not just having their own piece of blockages becoming light and joy. They are becoming light and joy. And we are training in our community, doing this with each other every week. And we are expanding more and more into our light and joy. And we are spreading this and we're changing the world in this way. And if you want to take part and use the same method, you can go over to my webpage called petersvenning.com. You'll find a special training where I'll show you exactly how you can do this step by step using our truth bomb attraction method, which is about how to speak to people in a way where they really are where they're really listening to you, they're attentive, and they want to get deeper because you tell a transformational story. Then you speak to them with deep truth, and then you change their lives with transformational coaching. If you want to go deeper, go to petersvenning.com. The link is in the description, and I hope to see you there. Anyways, I hope you like this. If you do, please hit that like button and subscribe. And you know what? This video here will take you even deeper in understanding why right now is the best time for you to make a difference in the world. So please click this one, watch it next. And then for the reels, the short video, click this link to watch the whole episode. Click this link to watch the whole episode. Hopefully that works. Okay, thank you. That was my next one. I think that was a good one actually. So I'm getting into it. Number whatever 5 or something. 4 is better than number 1. So I think this is great for me. Thank you for being here, and please leave a message. So before we go on to the next one, which is how to raise your vibration instantly, I have a message here from Hilda. Deep breath. Sorry, that's what it's called. Deep breath feels so good and so calm. So, alignments. I was supposed to bring, because I have a whole list of alignments of stuff to do during the day, but a lot of the mastery, because I run a master coach certification, and now we're in the alignment section of the live stream before we go on. But mastery comes down to doing the basics really, really great consistently. So instead of adding on more alignments to do during the day, today we've been working on 3 ones. Who am I? What are you grateful for? And 3 deep breaths. So what I think we should do is to do, like, pick one of them and do them again and again and again at the top of every hour. And that's actually in 1 minute. So I'm going to be ahead of the schedule and do it right now. So I'm going to ask myself the question, who am I? And whatever it takes me into. And you can go deeper in this in our master, what do you call them? What do I call the master meditation these days? Come on, Peter, it's new name. Magic master meditation. Oh, hallelujah. Okay, so you can go deeper in this in a magic master meditation. So the thing is, we ask ourselves the question, who am I? Not to get the answer, but to get to somewhere inside of us, which is endless, limitless. So we ask that question, and whatever answer is coming up, we just let it go. And then we ask the question again, and then we let it go. And then we ask the question again, we let it go, let it go, let it go. And we're free. And if you do that, you do a meditation in the morning and you do this every hour, watch what happens in the next couple of weeks. It's going to be cool. It's going to change everything. So this is the alignment, my favorite alignment, and I'm going to do it again right now. Join me if you like. Who am I? Let go. Let go. Oh, let go. Who am I? Let go. Let go. Let go. Who am I? Let go. Let go. Let go. And now, if you're here, please let me know in the comments, how did that sense? How did that feel? How did you experience that? For me, it felt really expansive. Yeah, that's cool. Okay. Okay. Here's the next segment, the next episode. It's called How to Raise Your Vibration Instantly. How to raise your vibration instantly. That is actually really important because life is like a mirror. Whatever you have inside, it gets reflected on the outside, and you can actually change your outside by changing your inside. Then it's key to know how you actually move your vibration higher so you get an even better life experience. Cool. Okay. And I have notes here, and those notes are natural states, the greatest shortcuts, and how to get what you want. Okay, so in this video, I'll show you how to get to your natural states, the greatest shortcuts. In this video, I'll show you how to get In this video, I'll show you how to get to your natural states, the greatest shortcuts. And how you can live it now. Cool. And okay. So the good news. Okay. Welcome to this video. I'm Peter Svenning. I'm a former monk and now a master coach maker, and I have great news for you. The great news is that you are already in your natural state. You're in the highest possible. Come on, Peter. Yes. Okay. I have great news for you because you are already in a natural high state, because that's who you are. We are all a high vibrating being, having a body, having this human experience. And with a human experience, we have a tendency to hold ourselves back. Also, our natural state is really up there. So we don't have to create it, which is good news, because how do you create a natural high state like that, a vibration like that? You don't have to create it. You just have to allow yourself to be it. So how is that possible? If I'm stuck down here and this is who I'm meant to be and who I'm supposed to be and what's possible for me, and this is vibrating on a high frequency, and if I stay up here, my life will be glorious. And right now, it sucks. What can I do to get there? Well, the first thing is to stop holding yourself back. So let's talk about that issue, because this is already here. So this issue here, the first thing to do is to embrace it. A lot of time we feel this is so draining and so provocative, it's so bad, we want to suppress it and keep it down. All the power you use holding your limitations down is actually power you could have used to allow yourself to be in this essence. So stop fighting it, allow it, embrace it. As soon as you embrace it, something happens. It transforms. Think of it as a 3-year-old child coming into your room screaming. What do? Do you cover your ears? Do you put a blanket over it? Poor child, you don't. Do you tell it to be different? Do you try to reprogram its mind? No. You get down on your knees. You embrace the child. Give it a hug. And it doesn't take many seconds for the child to cry and let go. And then you can ask, so what's been happening? And they tell you, and you hear. And you don't have to come up with a solution, you just be there. And then it's done. And the child moves into his natural state of joy and playfulness again. It's easy. Why don't we do the same to raise our own vibration? So embrace it and say, hi, I see you. It's okay. That doesn't mean you have to accept all the crap that's been happening in your life, but just embrace the effect it has right now. You're sad, you're frustrated, you're upset, you feel down, it's not what you like, all that crap. Okay. Embrace it. I acknowledge it just like it is right now. All the way to the bottom of it, like all parts of me, all aspects of me being affected, all the way back to when it started. That's okay, that's cool. And then it starts letting go. And you can even use the beautiful, amazing words Ho'oponopono from Hawaii, which is I love you. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. And the more you mean it, the more intense it works. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. Say that with me again. Can you feel the difference? I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. Just let it go. Like that. And then it's like, you probably heard Abraham Hicks talk about this. It's like a cork underwater. And when you stop holding the cork back, it shoots up through the water and up in free air into where it's supposed to be, into its natural state. Because when something is held down and you let go of it, it swoops straight up to where it's supposed to be, who you're meant to be. I find that 80% of the time, embracing, acknowledging, and doing Ho'oponopono or something like it releases whatever is holding us back so you get back to a natural state. But 20% of the time, it can't let go yet, even though I embrace it. When we embrace it, 80% of the story and entanglement goes away, but it's still there. Why is it still there? Because it has a gift for us. It's a diamond in the rough. It's in disguise. We need to unfold it and find out what is the gift inside. What does it have to show us and teach us? And when we extract that knowledge, it has done its work, its function, and we move up. And this is something we do in our transformational coaching. And if you're interested in that, please hit the like here and subscribe to this channel because I'm going to share a lot of videos around that. And in fact, if you want to go deeper, I have a whole training on how to raise your frequency by being an elevated master coach. Elevation. So you can go over to petersfanning.com, my webpage, to find a link here and in the description, and go over there and watch the special training I have on how we can let go of everything holding us back and holding everyone else back so we can move ourselves and everyone else to a higher vibration. So that is how we let go and get into touch with who we are. But there's a great ultimate shortcut. And that shortcut is of course gratefulness. But really focusing on what you're already grateful for, that changes your whole state and it moves you into a higher vibration instantaneously. Let's try it. So think of one person in your life. Okay, let's start an easy place. Think of one thing in your life you can be grateful for right now. I have a bottle of water. Oh, there's millions, hundreds of millions of people who doesn't have clean drinking water. I do in my tap. It's fantastic. What can you be grateful for? A small thing, which is actually a big thing. Yeah? We have internet. We can talk. We can connect. We can be here in love. Can we be grateful for that? Yeah. Can you think about a person in life? Maybe a child, someone you really like, someone you love. Think on that person right now. Think of holding that person, giving that person a hug. Can you sense what happens inside of you? Can you sense how everything is changing? This is the true sign of raising your vibration. So keep going. Really feel it now. What else can you be grateful for right now? Yeah, and what else? And what else? And when you do this, you shift your states. And a pro tip here is to actually start doing this until you feel really good. And then allow yourself to dream into your dream scenario. How would it be if like everything was already done? Everything was perfect. You lived your dream life. And now you could be there with others. And you can celebrate it. And what would be the most amazing thing you can celebrate and be grateful for right now, as if this happened already? And that pro tip of being grateful in advance is really the last and most important thing I want to show you. When you spend time being grateful, when you spend time not holding yourself back, allowing your cork to float up, you being in a highest vibration, you focusing on what you want by being grateful. I have drinking water, I have a book to read, I have people to talk to, I have something to wear. You notice the small things around you and then people in your life that you care about. And then you move into feeling grateful. And then you move into your dream scenario as if it happened and as if you live it already. And just imagine it really strongly. Just be grateful. You don't have to pretend, but just feel into how great it would feel as if it was right now. And imagine right now you're in a dream scenario. How would it feel? How would it smell? How would the air be on your skin? Would your hair be affected? How would it feel inside? What sounds would you hear? What would it say? Who would it be there with? How would it celebrate? What is the coolest thing you just did? And what is the beautiful view you have in front of you? And how can you have interaction with someone you love? And if you were to raise your glass and say, hey, cheers, what is the one thing you want to share up? Like, yes, I want to share for this. What is that? And this for that happening and for the ease and the joy and everything just coming together for this. Yes. So going in there and celebrating your dream life as if it happened. The more time you spend there and live there and feel it, the feeling is the secret, the higher your vibration. And from here, also ask yourself from this state of mind, what is my main focus for today? If you do this every morning, you allow yourself to be grateful, you move into gratefulness in advance, and you forget it's in advance. You live it as if it is right now. And then from this state, you ask for guidance. What's my main focus for today? And then in all interactions throughout the day, try to get the whispering intuitive sound coming through you and giving it out to the world through your heart. This way, you will actually raise your vibration, live your dream life faster than you can imagine, regardless of circumstances. And then you can be someone who uplifts others, lift others, changes lives. And let's do this because the world right now needs people who are anchored in their true self, in their pure heart, in their highest vibration, and giving it freely to others. So I hope this serves you. If you like this, please hit that like button or leave me a comment. I'll get back to you. You can also hit the subscribe button and I'll share more videos like this. If you hit subscribe, you can actually get them. And as I said, if you'd like to go to my webpage and click the link in the description, you'll have a deep training with me and also personal interaction if you like. So this is a really great moment in time to make a difference for others, because this is the best way of getting in a higher vibration is to actually be there for others and lift them. It's like you are getting a new peak experience of your own awakening by being there for others and awakening them and spreading the light and the love in the world. And if you like that, then this video here explains why right now is a great time to get started, because right now there's a huge crushing wave of change rolling over the world and you are needed with your love, with your heart and your vibration. So click here and watch it now. Watch the whole episode on my main channel by clicking this link. Cool. So I have a person here live. Thank you so much. I've been going for 2 hours now in this live stream. I'm recording content for my, I think I've been doing 5 episodes for my channel, my YouTube channel. And I find that recording them in a batch like this in 2 hours, it takes me in an expanded state. It is very true and it feels good. So thank you for being here live with me. I can answer any question you have If you drop them, even though you're not live, you're just watching this as a recording, that's cool too. Just leave the questions in the comments. You can also connect with me at all the web pages I name drop all the time. If you're Norwegian though, go to my Norwegian page, petersvenning.no. You'll actually get my book for free. Anyways, if you're not Norwegian, that's cool too. Just go to petersvenning.com and get all the goodies there. So the last alignment I want to do is gratefulness, of course. So let me ask you, what are you grateful for right now? I'm so grateful for you being here. Thank you very much. I have one last episode I'm going to record, and it's called How to Become a Life Coach Online. I have a great typo here in my notes, and it's to hair, which it should be to hair. So, but this is because I'm dictating a lot of time. Okay, I think it's numbers that I want to actually say numbers. Okay, come on. This is really, really easy. Come on. I'm looking at the script, like my outline for this episode, and it's the easiest one ever. Okay. Okay. Okay, cool. So, how to become a life coach online. Let's go for it. So, today we're talking about how to become a life coach online. And let me ask you first, how many people live in your area? How many people, if you go out and talk to people, how many people are in your area that you have access to? Think of that. Think of that number. Okay, let me tell you that if you go online, just bringing up your phone, there's 5.3 million people online. So if you want to be a coach and change lives, why not do it wider? Why not meet people wherever they are? Because right now, there is someone begging for you because you have a uniqueness, you have a special solution, you have something you can give to people based on your life experience and your gift, and your heart, and your vibration. Your way of being is different, and people need you. That doesn't need to be locally, it can be globally. Like now, I am at the south coast of Norway with a beautiful ocean in front of me. And you are, yeah, right where you are. And we can meet each other live and here online. And we can go deeper if you so desire. And I want to show you the 3-step model that our master coaches are using to transform lives and to make the world a better place. At the same time, replace their old income by having a great income as an online coach. And these 3 methods and steps are the 3 steps in the truth bomb attraction method. By the way, my name is Peter Svenning. I'm a former monk. I'm now a master coach maker, and I run my elevated master coaches certification program. And here's the 3 things you need to do. Number 1, you need to tell a transformational story to attract your dream clients. Number 2, you need to speak to them from your heart in such a way that it trembles and they beg you to become your clients. And then you change their lives in a very first session, and you keep on changing their lives ongoing from there. So, how do we actually do this? So before we go into those 3 steps, there's one big thing. You need to know who you want to help. It's called your target audience or your niche or your niche. So who is this people that you are here to touch? Well, it starts with you. Who are you really? And who have you been? What life experiences do you bring with you? Is there anyone you want to, like if you look at your past self 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 20 years ago, is there any issue you had that you overcame and you would like to speed up the process for others to get through that? Do you have some life wisdom, something you want to bring out? And who is it? This is a lot of questions, but just answer yourself. Who is it that you really want to spend your time with and lift into a new and better version of themselves? Someone that you know you can solve the problem for and with, and someone who really wants to solve the problem. Because they're so easy to say, yeah, my old boss, he needs it. Yeah, but is he inspired and motivated to do so? Pardon me? Excuse me. Oh, okay. I got teary eyes. That's really good for the recording. um, I'll wait it out a bit until I get back to closer to normal. So it's easy to point to your former boss and say he needs it, but we need to find someone who really wants it and who has the ability to step up and make a change in their life and also invest what it takes to work with you. Because you also need to replace your income so you can focus on this and allowing yourself to be in loving service and change the world with your master coaching. So now that we know that's your target audience, then we need to find your story. We need to find out, so what are they thinking about at 2 a.m. in the night when they can't get to sleep? They wake up and something is churning in their tummy. Like, oh, this is bad. I don't like it. What is it that's very worrisome for them? And what is it that you want to bring them to? That is the ow, the ouch, the pain, and the wow, the dream. As soon as you know their pain and their dream, we can make a story. Like, do you feel this, this, and this? Ah, you're not alone. You can probably feel this and this and this instead. Do you feel frustrated and upset and feel like you are not being heard? People are passing you by at work all the time. Well, you're not alone. I had the same experience. I had a workplace where I didn't feel like I could speak out. I couldn't be myself. And all my colleagues, they got promoted before me. And I was kind of stuck. And I got the most boring projects. And I felt like I was slowly dying. But then I found a way to really trust myself and stand up for myself and go for what I really wanted. And I started contributing, and people saw me, and they gave me a lot of positive feedback. And I got more and more interesting projects, and I got headhunted into new positions where I could use all my abilities and strengths. And right now, I have a process to take you through that in 3 simple steps. And if you want to see if I can help you get to a place of empowerment and lift your career and have a more joyful experience and joyful life, then you can just shoot me a message, and we'll have an informal, free talk. So that could be one. I'm just freestyling a version. I never had that situation myself, but the person who is feeling that feels seen and they feel heard. And I'm like, oh my, I really, 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 really want this conversation. So that's the first thing. And that is the story, this transformational story. And when we give that transformational story, people listen up because people are hardwired to listen to stories. And if you touch on their pain points and their dreams that they haven't even dreamt about, but it's latent, it's in them, it's asleep, and you're awakening that. It's a longing for them to actually reach out to you. And there's several ways to do this. When we make a story like that, we share it on our social medias. Like I had a client yesterday, I made a story with her and I said, now go share it on the social media channels. I was like, oh, I never post. I was like, please do, see what happens. And then people tend to get like 30 appointments, 30 people saying, I need to talk to you. So that's the first thing. The second thing is that we can reach out in a network and saying, hey, who do you know who fits this bill? And you spread it like that. And the third thing is when we have done the 2 first ones, we're swamped with people, potential clients, to go into step 2 with. So then we get a lot of practice. When we want to scale this, we can use something I call a super ad, which brings the story very inexpensively, like $2 or $3 per person contacting you. That's how cheap it is. It's extremely cheap, and you can reach just your ideal target audience with a super ad that brings people straight in and want to have a conversation with you. So what do you do in this step 2, the conversation? It's quite simple. You talk to them about their pain and their dream. So you ask them a few questions about where are you right now, what's not working, and how bad is it? And then, so what do you want instead? How beautiful is that? What's the best thing about it? So you kind of get them in touch with what's already in there. What's the dream? Sorry, what's their pain and what's their dream? And as long as you have that really, really clear, that's cool. That's where a lot of coaches go when they do their breakthrough calls and their sales conversations. But if you want to go deeper and be different, and be you and be true, then you allow your heart to lead your way. And you allow what I call truth bomb attraction. The first time I experienced this myself was when I was a monk. I met my Indian guru the first time. I saw him and I knew how to approach him. I approached him in a proper way and I asked the proper questions, and he didn't care. He saw deeper. He saw deeper than the surface. And he looked into my eyes and he asked me a question that I never ever had dared to ask anyone. And when he asked that question, it was shaking. It's trembling inside of me. And I was shaking for 3 days, 3 nights. And I knew something had shifted in me because he saw the deepest truth in me. Now I experience it. I have experimented with this with my clients, and our 700 plus coaches are doing it with their clients. And what happens then is that people really feel a deep connection to the truth. So what we do is that we uncover where they're stuck and what their dream is. And then we ask them the question, so what could it be that keeps you stuck like this? And we listen to our intuition, and we have some more schematic understanding of what issues are caused by what. And then we address that. Could it be that it's this or that? And then people feel so touched. But it needs to come true from truth. And it needs to be posed as an inquiry, as a question with compassion and empathy and softness. And when you touch them in their heart like this, they find so much connection and truth. And you do all this in a friendly way because you love your fellow human being and you have such a deep connection. They feel so seen and heard that they oftentimes, they say, I don't just, like the first time I heard it, my potential client said, Peter, I just don't want to work with you. I have to work with you. It's a must. And they beg you to become your clients. And this is the power when you touch them so deeply. And this is not that you're doing it to manipulate them to become your clients because you need clients. If it's not a right fit, you don't invite them. And even one of the probably the most successful coach we have at the moment, he's doing this. And he's trying to hold people back from signing up with him. Because then we have a flow of questions about the program design and the price points and how people need to invest in themselves to get in and stuff. But he also added some questions like, hey, this journey is going to have ups and downs. So don't go get in here if you want a smooth journey because it's going to be rough as well. So please don't make a decision now. Please feel into it. So he's kind of trying to hold them back because everyone says yes. 100% of his conversations ends up as a high-paying clients with a long-term contract, and they renew. And one of his clients just renewed for the 6th time and has been working with him for 3 years in a row, like straight. Whilst other coaches of ours is like, I don't want to work with the same person for 3 years. I want them to go out and then come back when they're ready again. Everything is perfect. So the first thing, we find out who is it that you want to serve. And then what is the transformational story they need to hear? And how can it become your authentic story that you can tell in your sleep? And then we can connect with them from the depth of our heart. That moves us into the third and the final step, which is if you want to be a transformational coach that really changes their life online, you can do this via Zoom, you can do this via the phone, whatever video connection or audio connection, doesn't matter. And the thing is, when you start working with them, you have a roadmap from your breakthrough conversation. And you can start working with where they are, like what's alive in them right now. And you can easily follow our way of dancing the transformation and finding, this is what it's all about. And you go to where they're stuck, how it's stuck in them. And by asking great questions, I'll tell you more in a different video. So just hit subscribe, and then you'll see other videos about how we do this transformation. And then we loosen it all up and then move into who they're supposed to be. Isn't that beautiful? So in that, everything changes for them. Like something that's been stuck in them for like 30, 40, 50 years, that's released. And they move into a state of joy, of calm, of freedom, and of love, naturally, without you having to do anything. And they change their lives in the very first session. and they keep on changing them in the subsequent sessions. But life happens, so it's always good to actually be there and adjust your course with them. So that's why we work with people over a longer period of time, but already after the first session, they're so happy, they tend to send their friends to you. So you have new flow of conversations. And this is actually something I teach in my deeper training that you get on petersvenning.com. I'll show you the whole truth bomb attraction in details. And in there, I'll also show you a case study about a guy called Hugo. He found out that he was a natural coach. I found out he's a natural coach. He's like a guy who speaks to people and that they share things with him. And then as he does, he had a transmissional story himself he wanted to share, but he didn't want to give advice because he knew that that was limiting for people. So he found out who he wanted to help. And then we made a very, very simple transmissional story. He posted it once on his Facebook profile, and he had 33 people reach out and want a call. He only had time to do 11 calls because he had everything else going on in his life. All 11 said yes. He made a great income. He could replace his day job, and he still had 22 people on the waiting list. But the thing is, the waiting list was now growing because people were so happy with the deep transmissional work he was doing. He's glorious. He did that, and then people referred to friends. Now he had a growing waiting list. I'll show you a breakdown of this case study, the price points, how he did it, the story, everything. If you go to truthbombattraction.com or petersvenning.com, will both lead you somewhere where I'll show you the deep training and answer any questions you have about it. So right now is a great time to become a transformational coach online. That's because the world is going through so many changes and transitions at once. There's a huge crushing wave of change. And right now, if you watch this video, you'll see how you can position yourself in that crushing wave, not to be crushed, but to surf it and change the world with your light and your love and your heart. So click here, watch this next. Watch the whole episode by clicking this link or the link in the top comments. Watch the whole episode by clicking this link, and I'll see you there. Yeah, cool. That's it. That's it for that one. I think that was 6 plus a meditation, and we're 2.5 hours in. And I want to say yes! Thank you. Thank you so much. This has been such a wonderful, delicious experience. I loved every piece of it. And this is my way of recording episodes for my YouTube video. Well, we'll see how the edits turn out, but if they do, like this is cool. If you've been watching the whole shebang, I want to say I salute you. That's incredible, fantastic, and mind-blowing. Please, please, please send me a message because I want to hear from you and have something special for you, a surprise for you. If you reach out and tell me you've been watching the whole thing, then there's something about you I really want to know, and I have something I want to give you. Okay, cool. So thank you so much for being here, and it's been fantastic sharing, and hope you live on in joy and bliss. Thanks.